Have you ever wondered what it's like to light up 33 rocket engines and hope for the best? It's like being at a rock concert, but with fire and rocket fuel instead of guitars and amps. Now, if you're a fan of Elon Musk's space endeavors, then you're in for an amazing treat. In this video, we'll explore the ins and outs of static fire testing, how SpaceX conducts its engine tests, and what we can expect from the next one. But before we get started, I would like to remind you to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you'll never miss a thing. What is a static fire? First off, let's talk a little bit about SpaceX and its fearless leader, Elon Musk. You may know Musk as the CEO of Tesla, but he's also the mastermind behind SpaceX's ambitious goal of colonizing Mars. And what's a Mars colonization plan without some seriously impressive rocket engines? That's where the static fires come in. So, what's a static fire? It's a test run of a rocket engine, where the engine is ignited while the rocket is still on the ground. This is done to ensure that everything is working properly before the rocket takes off into space. Now, have you ever wondered why rocket manufacturers conduct static fires? Well, it turns out that these test fires allow them to evaluate the performance of their engines in a controlled environment without putting the rocket or its crew in harm's way. Through these static fires, the engineers gather crucial data about how well the engines function, and then use that information to fine-tune the engines and ensure they're performing at their absolute best when it's time to launch. Now, you must be wondering what it's like to work at SpaceX and be involved in all these engine tests. Well, we can only imagine it's like being a kid in a candy store, except instead of candy, you have rocket engines. Of course, I'm sure the reality is much more professional and serious than that, but hey, it doesn't hurt to imagine, right? SpaceX's successes and setbacks. SpaceX has conducted several static fires in the past, with varying levels of success. Their most recent static fire was on February 9, 2023, when they successfully lit up all 33 engines on their Starship rocket. That's right, 33 engines. Talk about a fiery display. But it hasn't always been smooth sailing for SpaceX's static fires. In fact, they've had a few obstacles along the way. In 2016, during a static fire test of their Falcon 9 rocket, an explosion occurred that destroyed the rocket. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but it was definitely a setback for SpaceX. Despite the occasional setbacks, SpaceX remains committed to pushing the boundaries of space exploration. Now, what sets SpaceX's engine testing approach apart is its full mission duration testing approach. This method involves testing the engines for the full duration of the mission. It takes about 10 minutes to test the engines using this method, providing highly accurate data on the engine's performance, leading to better fuel efficiency, improved thrust, and a more reliable launch. The Falcon 9 static fire incident. Back in September 2016, something unfortunate happened during a static fire test of a Falcon 9 rocket at Cape Canaveral. The rocket had an explosion, destroying both itself and a valuable satellite owned by Facebook. This was a big blow for SpaceX, as it not only meant the loss of the rocket and payload but also raised some concerns about the safety of their launch operations. However, the folks at SpaceX didn't let this setback keep them down for long. They got back to work and launched a new Falcon 9 rocket just 4 months later, proving their resilience and determination. Since then, they've achieved some impressive feats, such as landing and reusing rockets, putting many satellites into orbit, and even sending astronauts to the International Space Station. Despite the occasional hiccups, SpaceX is showing the world what humans can achieve when we push the limits of what's possible. The Booster 7 static engine fire. Since we talked about their setbacks, now let's talk about a recent success for SpaceX, the Booster 7. This is the newest version of the Falcon 9 rocket booster, and it's been launching all sorts of payloads into space. In February 2023, SpaceX conducted a static fire test of the Booster 7 engine at their launch site in Boca Chica, Texas. And as we previously mentioned, this static fire test was a huge success. The engine burned for several seconds, and all reports indicate that everything was working perfectly. That's some seriously impressive engineering, if you ask me. Now, let's talk more about the engines. The Booster 7 is packed with 9 Merlin engines, and they're an amazing powerhouse. These engines use a mix of liquid oxygen and rocket-grade kerosene to generate over 1.7 million pounds of thrust. That's enough power to make you feel like you're in a sci-fi movie. With the success of Booster 7's static fire, it's clear that they're still making strides in rocket technology, and who knows what they'll accomplish next. It seems like a trip to Mars is not that far away for you and me. The future of SpaceX engine static fire. Let's talk about what we should expect from SpaceX in the future. SpaceX has been hard at work making the Raptor engine, which they think will change the industry. This engine is going to be more powerful and efficient than the current Merlin engines that power the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets. And they've already conducted successful static fire tests of the Raptor engine. What's even more exciting is that they're planning to use this powerful engine in their Starship spacecraft, which is designed to transport humans to Mars and beyond. It's a grand, ambitious plan. But if anyone can make it happen, it's SpaceX. Elon Musk and his team have never been ones to shy away from a challenge, and they're constantly trying to do the most unimaginable things. Sure, developing new technology is never a straightforward process, and there will be obstacles and setbacks along the way. But that's part of the excitement, right? We can't predict the future of SpaceX's static fire engines with certainty, but we know they'll continue to innovate and take us to new heights in space exploration. Elon Musk and his 2023 Mars project. Of course, we can't talk about SpaceX without mentioning the man behind the madness, Elon Musk. Musk has been a driving force behind SpaceX's big goals, which include settling Mars in the future. He's also famous for his off-the-wall ideas, like launching a Tesla Roadster into space or building a tunnel system under Los Angeles. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Elon Musk is an impactful figure in the space industry. His ambitious plans for Mars have been the talk of the town for years now. But here we are in 2023, and we're still firmly planted on planet Earth. So, what's the deal?
The sales pitch for going to Mars is that it's going to be cramped, dangerous, difficult, very hard work. You might die, and that's the sales pitch. I hope you like it.
Well, as much as we'd all love to see humans set foot on Mars, we have to keep in mind that space travel is a complex and challenging endeavor. It's not just a matter of building a rocket and blasting off into the cosmos. There are many technical and logistical problems to solve, and the costs are out of this world. But Musk is not one to back down from a challenge. His company, SpaceX, has been making steady progress towards their goal of colonizing Mars with the development of their Starship spacecraft and the Raptor engine. They've had a lot of successful test flights and launches, and with each one, they keep improving their technology. However, as Musk himself has acknowledged, the timeline for their Mars plans has been pushed back. The original plan was to send a mission to Mars without people on board by 2022, followed by a mission with people on board by 2024. But as of now, those timelines seem unlikely to be met. But that's okay. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will our future on Mars. It's important to remember that the challenges of space travel are huge, and setbacks are inevitable. We should appreciate the progress that SpaceX and other space agencies have made so far and look forward to what the future holds. And who knows, maybe one day we'll all be enjoying a vacation on the red planet, sipping on a Martian martini, and being amazed at the wonders of the cosmos. In the meantime, let's continue to support the scientists and engineers who are working tirelessly to make that dream a reality. So, there you have it, folks. A brief but exciting glimpse into the world of SpaceX static fires. Who knew setting things on fire could be so entertaining? Thanks for watching. For more content like this, smash that like button and subscribe. And as always, keep reaching for the stars.